Hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is Mark B here, coming from you from upstate New York, just outside of Albany, New York. And this is a channel about utility locating, also caricatures, also a little bit of magic. I'm kind of a magician as well. Haven't had time for that lately. And also good food. And also occasionally Florida, because I'm a big Florida fan. Port St. Lucie. Anyway, this particular video is about utility locating. I'm getting a lot of questions on the channel, so I'm going to try to address some of them right here. Okay, there's a little Q&A for anyone who's interested in utility locating. The one thing is, how did I get into utility locating? Well, I started at the town dump where I work for a local town. Prior to that, I was a volunteer firefighter. Met some people who had these town jobs, city jobs. I was like, wow, they're doing pretty damn good. And I was in and out of college and while working at the dump, and you can't start more at the bottom with that. So this is the quick story of how I got to locating. So long story short, worked at the town dump, decided to go back to school, get a 2-year degree, and maybe make something of myself. So I was at the town dump for 6 years. There was no full-time positions really. I was part-time, 39.5 hours a week, along with a few other people who were trapped in that spot. So I knew there was something better at the town, with the local town. So I hung on, got the degree. The job posting came up for utility locator around the year 2000, 2001, 2002, right around there. And I was like, what the heck is that? Actually, I kind of knew what it was because my father was a utility locator for the local gas company, National Grid. He had 37 years with them. Thanks, Dad. And he gives me lots of advice when I have problems. So that's how I got into utility locating. I took a test, passed the test. He needed a 2-year degree. I had the 2-year degree, got the job, and I've been locating for about 16 and a half, almost 17 years now, right around there. A little, I don't know, it feels longer. But I've been with the town for a total of 21 and a half years altogether. So I actually bought back my time through the New York State retirement system, blah, blah, blah. So I have 21 years with the employer, with the town, and 16 and a half locating. So that's how long I've been locating, 16 and a half years, give or take. The job description. If you're interested in utility locating, this is what it's about. This is here to help you. I just want to give back because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be locating. To be honest with you, we'll talk about that later. Job description is you will be locating underground utilities owned and operated by a operator, be it a town for water and sewer and electric traffic lights, electric traffic signals, or you will work for a gas and electric company locating that, gas and electric lines. Could be telephone, could be internet, any communication cable, stuff like that. You'll be using equipment to hook up to these utilities and mark them out according to your dig request. There's a long, there's a lot involved with this job. That's the short version of it. So you'll be getting tickets from I use Dig Safely New York's website, and I get all my information there. So you'll be on your own. You have a laptop. All your work will come to you. And, I mean, they're hiring people with USIC and Bloodhound and Recon. No experience necessary. So they train you, 4 weeks of training. I'm getting a lot of comments that I endorse. Why do I think USIC is great? I don't know if I said they were great or not. It's a great starting point if you have no experience. That's where you can start. So, it's my easel. Yes, I'm a caricature artist. Sorry for the little plug here. Anyway, this is my favorite one right here. Working on my head shapes. Anyway, so you can start with no experience. If you need a job, you want to get in the construction field or the utility field, that's how to do it. I'm not saying USIC is the greatest to work for, because people are bashing me on the comments here. Just saying it's a good starting point, that's all. So if you need a job, go to USIC, go down to careers. They're hiring by state, and you can do it that way. What else? What do I like about the job? There's more to the job description section. You can read that on any USIC website. They have a job description for it. What do I like about utility locating? I like being independent, being on my own, being a problem solver, and figuring things out. I really love being on my own. There's no boss leaning over you, micromanaging you. They try. There's a few that have tried, and I can get into that as well. But, you know, it's all in your mindset. You can't change people who are angry in their jobs. You can't change bosses. You can only change how you react to them, I've learned. So I always say, I just keep smiling. I have negative people come at me, angry, like red in the face, like crazy stuff about hit utilities and things like that, or damage, and even about other duties I have with the town. And you know what? I just kill them with kindness. I used to hold it in when I was at the town dump. Oh my God, I hold this in. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm angry. I'm going home. I'm mad. I'm like, you know what? I've dealt with every asshole boss there is. And you know what? There's a reason why they're working in government, because they couldn't make it anywhere else. They probably tried, and they get stuck in their ways. You can't change people. You can only change how you react to them. So that's my little tip for angry, pushy people. Watch Bill Fitzpatrick's video on that if you want. I'm in and out. I'm in government. I have 1 foot in the government job and 1 foot out of the government job as a freelance caricature artist at the Altamont Fair, Scotticoke Fair. I work with the Ride Company. I work with another caricature company. And boy, when you take a step out of that and you look back at these government people, oh my God, it's like night and day. And I'll get into that more about salaries, about I can make whatever I want with caricature. Sky's the limit. But town government, you're making this much, that's it. But it's steady work, whereas caricature is not steady work. So anyway, that's what I like about the job, the independence. You're on your own, you're outside. I love locating in upstate New York, here in Albany, right outside of Albany. Love locating outside from spring till fall. Beautiful. Winter usually starts around November. You need jacket weather in October, November, and it sucks. You got 6 months of cold and a few months of snow. I have grown to hate New York weather. I love it in the spring, summer, and fall. That's why I've dedicated myself to learning something I love, a skill that can take me to a warmer climate, which is caricature, aka Florida. Get it? I can do that in the warm weather throughout the winter. So that's the plan. That's the long-term goal. But yeah, I love locating. Give me entire streets to locate in the summertime. I'm fine with it. I love the heat. I used to hate it, but now, once I hit 40, the cold really bothers me. So that's what I like about the job. I like working in the summer months, spring, and some part of the fall. You're on your own. You're outside. Nobody bothers you. I like a nice routine day with no emergencies. An emergency can arise. So let's get into what I dislike about the job. What I dislike about the job is the emergencies. All right, this is all part of the job. An emergency could arise where you have to pull off your job that you're working on right here, and go all the way clear across town, wherever that emergency is. It could be a gas line has a leak. It could be a telephone pole that got hit. It could be a water main break, a sinkhole in the road, anything like that. And you have to go, pull off, go do that emergency, which could take you an hour to 2 hours. We have 2 hours to get there, 2 hours to respond. You got to know the law too. In New York State, it's 2 hours to respond to any emergency via in person or phone call. And that's a part of it I don't like because it throws your whole route out of whack. Another thing I don't like is the bullshit that's thrown at you. I have a high volume of tickets, as most locators do, but for some reason here in Colony, New York, just outside of Albany, we are booming. The governor of New York State just had a new exit project to the Albany International Airport, and it is consuming a lot of our time locating these utilities over and over and over again for different contractors because they have to call in their own tickets under their own name, even though there's markings out there. So I dislike the high volume of tickets. This town is exploding. We have a new administration, a newer administration, who is good and promotes development. But boy, I mean, look at the schools, the traffic. The traffic is so bad here in Colony at rush hour. Just forget about it. I used to be able to go to the store. It took me 5 minutes, 10 minutes to go to Stewart's, and now it's like, don't even bother going at rush hour. So they forget development equals more people. And they're building more and more subdivisions. Subdivisions aren't bad. I don't mind locating them. They're pretty easy. All the laterals are staked. Easy hookups. So that's what I don't like about the job, and I don't like working in the winter. Here's what you're going to encounter in the winter if you live in a cold climate. Locating utilities. Your paint is going to freeze. You have to thaw your paint cans out in the morning. Make sure it doesn't explode while it's on a defroster, by the way. You need to flag. Use your flags. Did you ever try to get a flag into a frozen snowbank? I have to use a hammer and a spike and then set the flag in and paint the snowbanks, which are this high or higher. You know, you try to find a manhole or a fire hydrant or a water valve in a snowbank or a catch basin. Not fun. What took you 5 minutes to locate could take you half an hour to locate. That's what I don't like about the job. And wearing jackets. I'm sick of jackets. I so want to be in Florida full time. Because I'm down there with my snowbird parents, and I'm like, why am I not down here? I can get a job with USIC down there, no problem. The salary isn't the same, and the pension might not be the same. So what else do I dislike about the job? Okay, you're an invisible employee. What do I mean by that? You could do your job perfect. No one's going to know. No one's going to bother you. You screw up once, you have one damage, one mismark, and everybody knows your name. Everybody knows who you are. They want to crucify you. They want to take pictures and say your mark was 5 feet off. You need to know your tolerance zone. Here in New York, the tolerance zone is 2 feet plus half the diameter of the utility. So if it's a 12-inch main, it'd be 6 inches plus 2 feet on each side of the pipe. So I hate that part of it. When unfortunately, you can do everything right and still have a damage, so it's going to happen. But I don't like that part of it. I've learned. I shouldn't say I don't care anymore. I have big shoulders. I can handle the damage. Our stuff's usually the deepest, the water and sewer, so it's rare that it gets damaged, but it does happen. No one's going to get killed from hitting a drainage line or a sewer line. They could get killed from hitting a gas line. That's why I have a lot of respect for those people who locate gas. What else do I dislike about the job? Specifically where I am, there's no room for advancement. Whereas in USIC or Recon, you could advance to a vac truck operator, a soft dig operator, or an auditor. They get audited by people within their company, whereas like a mid supervisor level guy will come out and check your marks in a tricky area and make sure your marks are on. And so that would be a neat job, and they help with problem locates. Where I am in government, there used to be 2 locators. One guy left to go play fireman. He's never come back, and it's just me. And they said, okay, we're not hiring another utility locator. You got to locate the entire town. What? Okay. You think I'd get a little raise or a little something? Nah. That's how government is. So if you work for government, you know what I'm talking about. Whereas in the private sector, I think there's more room for advancement. My salary is kind of good because I've been there so long. We do have a new union, and it's kind of, it's all right. So advancement is tough. I don't see much room for it, and I'm kind of burned out, to be honest with you. When you get done with a day of utility locating in the busy spring and summer, your brain feels like Swiss cheese. This is another part I don't like about locating. All you're doing all day is drive, 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 drive to location, location, location. And when I get home, the kids ask, "Oh, we want to go here, go there." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't want to go anywhere. I've been driving all goddamn day. I ain't getting in the car at all. I'm getting my ass in a chair, sitting there, and I'm staring at a wall for an hour to decompress, or staring at a video, or I doodle and I draw." So that's what you utility locators know what I'm talking about. You get home, it's like a mechanic who works on cars all day. You think he wants to come home and work on his car? No, I don't want to come home and drive. I hate driving, but that's the nature of the job. So another section about this is your mindset. You have to get your mindset right. You have to rewire your brain. A little trick I said, all I have to do is drive through, see this beautiful town, make a few little calculations, and spray some paint on the ground. If I do that, it's all good. So future in your retirement and pension, you want to contribute to that. You definitely want to. USIC has a great company match. I wish our government matched, but they don't. It's just set as what it is, and it is what it is. So contribute to your retirement fund and pension as much as you can, so you have something there, so you can be on the beach someday. That's about it for utility locating. But that's a little Q&A about me. I'd like to get some other utility locators out there. I'm gonna get some local guys, and if you want to do one on here with like Google Hangouts or something, we could do a split screen and do some Q&A about problems we run into out there. I got a ton of problems that utility locators run into out there. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, my channel is about utility locating. It's about caricatures, magic, good food, and Florida, and the difference between New York and Florida, because I bounce back and forth once in a while, and working for the carnival as well. Thanks to Otherworld Caricatures for hiring me for that. Thank you to the ride company. You know who you are. I definitely know what I'll be doing when I'm retired from my utility locating job. I have no problem traveling with the carnival. I'll be out there. Again, visit my website, wackycaricatures.com. You want a caricature, I'll draw it and send it to you in the mail. 12 by 18, it'll look great. It's a great gift. You need me for parties in the Albany area, check it out at wackycaricatures.com. And good luck, all you future utility locators out there. Remember, spray and pray. Thanks for watching.